Cornerstone Lutheran Rocky Railway VBS. I'm so glad you're joining us. I know this isn't the way you're used to Bible school. It's not the way any of us are used to it. But this is the safest way for all of us this year. So let's get started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy, and I will be with you all week long. I will be sharing with you about the Bible Buddies and leading you in Imagination Station every day this week. So come on, let's get started. You saw a video right before I was on, and the video today was Ramsey, the elk. Everybody should have in their packet, it was in a little Ziploc bag. You had 5 cards in there. The first one we have today is Ramsey. The cards come apart. You punch them out. And then you can make them stand. Be careful when you punch them out so you don't rip them the wrong way. You get them all punched out, and then they will stand for you. There is also a Bible or a app on phones. It's either in the Apple Store or Google Play that you can download. And on that, then there's a fun game that you can play. But if you're going to do that, make sure you ask your parents' permission and have help before you do it. Okay? All right, so this is Ramsey, today's buddy. He is a ram. When rams fight, the battle can go on for hours. It's a good thing God made rams' skulls extra thick. Their skulls are so strong that they can endure up to 800 pounds of force. Can you imagine? My head hurts if I hit the floor. And our stomach is like a balloon. When we eat something, our stomach gets full. It squishes up the food to digest it. But a bighorn sheep like Ramsey, their stomach has 4 parts. Like 4 little balloons inside of one big one. That lets me gobble up, he says, that lets me gobble up food while I can. Then move on to a safer place away from predators. And then chew and digest the food again. Weird. Maybe a little gross to us humans, but it works. I just have a question for you. Why did Ramsey get in trouble when he was a little kid? I'll let you think about that for a second. Why did Ramsey get into trouble when he was a little kid? Because he was rambunctious. Here's another one. Why are Ramsey's friends so quiet? Because they're sheep. All right. Ramsey says, rams like me have a special ability to scale and stand on very steep ground. It's too hard for predators like bears to bother us when we get up higher. God gave us feet. We need to cling to cliffs and do what's best for us by doing something hard. I'll help everyone remember that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. So there is your buddy for the day. Day 1, buddy, is Ramsey. So now, let's go on to Imagination Station. But before I get started, some of you who have had me before know my questions. Before we get started, I need to know who brought their imagination. Who of you out there brought your imagination today? And I was worried that some of you would forget your imagination. Since it's the first day of VBS, that sometimes happens. So I was talking to my friend Ramsey. I think you met my friend earlier, right? Well, Ramsey is a bighorn sheep, and he told me that his friends love living in the Rocky Mountains. The mountains are so beautiful and the scenery is so spectacular. But Ramsey said that sometimes it's kind of hard to live in the mountains, especially in the winter when it snows. That's when Ramsey's sure-footed feet come in handy. Ramsey's feet help him do hard things like walk on slippery, snowy mountains. Let's see what it's like for Ramsey in the snow. Even when it snows, Ramsey knows that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. There, that's better. I think your imaginations are up and running now. And that's a good thing, because each day at Imagination Station, you get to be part of fun activities and experiments that help us discover more about Jesus' power. And you'll get a gizmo, a sciencey fun gizmo every day. We'll get our first one in just a minute. But first, I have another question for you. Every day, we'll have a question. And steam engines, do you know where they get their power? They either get their power from coal or from wood. Okay? The wood or the coal is tossed into a train's firebox. Then the train in the boiler gets hot enough to produce steam, which causes the pistons to move, which makes the wheels move. So, back to the question. Now, if you were here with me, you'd be answering and putting into the coal bin or the wood bin. So since you're not here with me, I will just pick one to answer the question for today. Okay? Here's the first question. How long does it take a baby bighorn sheep to be able to walk and climb as well as its mother? Does it take 6 weeks or 1 day? That's a hard question when they have to be on those steep hills. Let's see, 6 weeks or 1 day. I'm gonna go with coal today. All right, so all week long, you'll get to we'll answer questions like that. At the end of the week, you'll get to make a power band like the one I've got on my wrist. I used both coal and wood on my band, but then I also put a red cross right in the middle. So on Friday, you'll get to make one of these. Let's see, I'm going to wear my power band every day to remind me that Jesus is always with me and loves me. So today's sciencey gizmo is called an off-rail roller. If you go to your packet, to your Monday pack, there will be a bag like this in there, and it will be labeled Monday Imagination Station Off-Rail Roller. That's what we're going to do right now, okay? So we're going to open it up. In there you'll have 2 straws, a rubber band, a paper clip, which I don't think you're going to need, but if you need it, it'll be there, and your roller. It looks just like a spool from thread. Take your spool apart. It just pulls apart. So you take that apart. Take your rubber band and put it, might be easier to put it through the biggest piece first. And you can put it all the way through from the outside and then put the short little straw through there. Now you're going to have to be careful to hold that so your rubber band doesn't come through again. Then you stretch your rubber band out, but don't stretch it too far so that you break it. and then you put it through the other end. And if you have a hard time getting your fingers in there, the long straw might work better than the paper clip to get it through. Maybe not. Open up your paper clip if you have trouble with it. Open up your paper clip a little bit. Put it in there, pull it through. So you want that end through also. Then the spool goes back together. Then on the big end, or on that end, you put your long straw. So you've got it together. Your roller is together. Then what you do is you just turn this. Keep turning it and turning it and turning it. And you're probably going to lose sight of this. Be careful now when you let yours go. You just turn it and turn it. That's what gives it its power. Then set it down and watch it go. And all of a sudden, it could change direction on you. But that's today's fun, science-y gizmo. Remember, Jesus' power helps us do hard things. So now I just have a short little wrap-up, and then I'm done with Imagination Station, and you can play with your rollers. Just a short review of today. Today's Bible point. Do you remember what that was? Jesus' power helps us do hard things. The Bible story that you watched, and if you haven't, that you will be reading, what was that about? It came from Acts chapter 19, verses 1 through 19. It was Ananias helps Saul. And our Bible verse for today came from Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, which was, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." Have a great day, and thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.